Dear students, you are welcome back to STR Shivarajan's teaching room. In the last episode, we have been discussing about population explosion and what are the causes, their ill effects in the country, and what is the importance of checking or controlling population explosion, and what are the ways to do it. See, here we are in this episode discussing about birth control. What is birth control? Every sexual relation should not end in a pregnancy. That is birth control. Pregnancy is avoided. So, this birth control is necessary for bringing down or controlling the growth of population. And the successive governments that ruled India have introduced certain programs aiming at birth control. And we have seen that family planning and RCH are the two programs the government has introduced aiming at birth control. Through these programs, the government is educating the people about the contraceptive methods. Contraception means preventing pregnancy. So contraceptive methods are educated to the people by the successive governments through these programs. So the birth control measures can be of the birth control measures is introduced or taught to the people through the contraceptive methods, and the contraceptive methods are of two types. What are they? Natural means of contraception and artificial means of contraception. The contraceptive methods are of two types. The contraceptive methods are introduced into the people or taught to the people aiming at birth control. And contraceptive methods are of two types. Natural means of contraception means ways, and artificial means of contraception. So what do you mean by natural means of contraception? Without seeking the help of a doctor, without getting medical assistance, without taking any type of medicine, there are certain natural ways by which birth can be controlled. There are certain natural ways by which we can prevent pregnancy, and these are the natural means of contraception. And in natural means of contraception, what is done there? Avoiding the coming together of ovum and sperm. For reproduction, for getting pregnancy, the sperm and ovum should come together. The sperm and ovum should come together at a particular point where they can meet. So, what is done in natural means of contraception? Avoiding the coming together. The sperms and ovum are not they are not allowed. They cannot meet together, even though the sexual relation is there, even though coitus is taking place. So, avoiding the coming together of ovum and sperm is what is happening in natural means of contraception. This we can achieve by observing three methods. One, periodic abstinence. Second, coitus interruptus. Then, lactational amenorrhea. So what is periodic abstinence? See, in the previous chapter, the human reproduction, we have seen the menstrual cycle. See, I am taking you back to the menstrual cycle. This is the first day of menstruation. The first day. This is the fifth day. Here is the bleeding. The bleeding ends in the fifth day. And the 14th day, here is the 14th day. This part, 14th day of menstrual cycle. So, from the 10th to the 17th day of menstrual cycle, there is the possibility of the ovum getting released into the ovule. So, during the menstrual cycle, from the 10th to the 17th day, the theory says that on the 14th day the ovum is released. But 2-3 days it can become earlier, It can come earlier or 2-3 days may be delayed. So there is a range of period. That is between the 10th and 17th day of menstrual cycle, there is the possibility of releasing the ovum. So if you have coitus during this period, the sperm is deposited in the vagina because of during coitus, and the ovum is available during this period. So there is a possibility of the coming together of the ovum and the sperm. So there is a possibility of coming together of ovum and sperm if coitus takes place between the 10th and 17th day. Because between the 10th and 17th day, the ovum is released in the girl from the ovary. So avoid coitus. Do not get into sexual activities during the period from 10th to 17th day of menstrual cycle. So ovum is there, but coitus doesn't take place. So what is not available? Sperm is not available. So we are avoiding the coming together of ovum and sperm. That is avoiding sex during this 10th and 17th day of the menstrual cycle. That is periodic abstinence. Abstinence means you are taking absence. You are taking absence during this period. So you are taking absence means you are not getting into coitus during these days. Then you are safe. That means periodic abstinence. So second is coitus interruptus. What is interrupting? What do you mean interruption? Breaking. Interruption means a breaking. So coitus interruptus means as a result of coitus, what will happen? During the end of coitus, the man will release semen into the vagina. So the man can know at what moment he is going to release the semen. That means the point of ejaculation he can understand. So what is to be done? Just before ejaculation, take back the penis from the vagina. So the ejaculation will be outside. So the semen will be flown out. So there is avoiding the coming together of ovum and sperm. So what is coitus interruptus? The coitus is not allowed to complete just before ejaculation. The penis is taken back or taken out of the vagina. So the semen will not be deposited in the vagina. That is coitus interruptus. So what is lactational amenorrhea? Lactational amenorrhea means this is another thing. That is, the lady has delivered a child and she is breastfeeding the child. During the period of breastfeeding, the mother is producing the milk. There is lactation. Lactation means production of milk. Production of milk. If the lady is regularly breastfeeding the child, during this breastfeeding period, she will not get menstruation. That is, ovum will not be produced. Unfertilized ovum leads to menstruation. So ovum is not produced, so menstruation doesn't come. So during lactation period, or if the lady is regularly breastfeeding the child, she will not get menstruation. So ovum releasing will not take place in her. So coitus can take place, but since the ovum is not available, pregnancy will not develop. So that is called a lactational amenorrhea. What is lactational amenorrhea? During the lactational period of a woman, menstrual cycle will not start. So ovum production will not take place. So the chance for pregnancy is no more. So these are the natural means of contraception. What is natural means of contraception? Contraception by natural methods, where we do not get the help of medicine, we do not get the help of doctor, we do not get the help of any device which can prevent pregnancy. So these are the natural means of contraception. What are they? Periodic abstinence, coitus interruptus, then lactational amenorrhea. And during in or under natural means of contraception, what is done there? Avoiding the coming together of ovum and sperm. Now there are the artificial means of contraception. Artificial means we are we are preventing the pregnancy using the medicines using some small devices, using the help of or advice of a doctor, like that. So artificial means of contraception is preventing the coming together of ovum and sperm. Here we are preventing the coming together, that we are not allowing the sperm and ovum to come together. So preventing the coming together of ovum and sperm. And there are 4 methods: the barrier method, IUD, oral contraceptives, surgical method, etc. So birth control can be achieved through contraceptive methods. Birth control can be achieved by contraceptive methods. And contraceptive methods can be of 2 types. What are they? Natural means of contraception and artificial means of contraception. Or we can say natural methods and artificial methods. The natural methods, in natural methods, the ovum is, the avoiding the coming together of ovum and sperm is the aim. So, and these are the 3 methods: periodic, abstinence, coitus interruptus, and lactational amenorrhea. I hope you have understood the natural methods of contraception. In the next episode, we will deal with, or we will have a discussion about the artificial means of contraception. Okay. Thank you.